That boy is a bottom. Oh, no. Hey, so have y'all seen this video by TripperPlugged on YouTube? We're going to talk about this video today because I think a lot of people do not realize how hard it is to be a bottom. I just got out of the gym and I just got done watching the whole video in the entirety of the video. Let me get that right. And I was like, this shit's on my mind. Like, I have so many thoughts to talk about. I'm going to talk about that shit right fucking now. All right. So y'all come on in here, banter with your boy, and let's get it. With the educated opinion on topics of all varieties. This your boy Bubba, and you already know what I'm about to say, right? You are listening to Bubba's Banter. All right, y'all. So please make sure y'all go subscribe before we even get into this video. Hit that subscribe button. Also give me a thumbs up, please. If you do that, I will get this video out into the algorithm. So please make sure you're giving this video a thumbs up because it will get me out there and all that good shit. Follow me on my social medias, which is The Real Doc Dre, Bubba's Banter Podcast. And also Facebook, which is Bubba's Banter. I was so dramatic when I said that shit. Let me turn some light. Yeah, I gotta turn some light on because I want y'all to see me. Anyways, I just got out of the gym, like I said. Did legs today, about to go home and meal prep. But this video that I found on Gay Magazine, it's just so fucking good. And shout out to Gay Magazine. I always find good shit on their platform. Like, literally, bro, artists, music, everything. Like, they expose so many gay content creators and artists and activists and all that shit. I find so much shit through them. So shout out to Gay Magazine. They are really fucking dope as fuck. And I really love their fucking shit. Love it. But anyways, so I saw the clips on there. And I just was like, man, this is a fucking dope ass conversation. And I just felt like it was not a lot. I was like, let me go find the whole video. So I found the video on YouTube. His name is Trip. His YouTube channel is TripperPlugged. TripperPlugged. Go ahead and subscribe to him. I'm going to put the video in the link, or the link in the description box. Let me say that right. So you guys go see the whole video, because I think you got to watch the whole video to really understand exactly what he is saying. When I was reading the comments on there, people were just like, oh, trauma this, trauma that, trauma this, trauma that. And I get some of the shit they were saying, but at the same time, when you watch the whole entire video, you actually understand what he's trying to get at. He's not having this internalized homophobia moment. He's just talking about things from his perspective. And I think a lot of gay men can relate. A lot of gay men can relate. And I hate when we try to silence people when they talk about some shit that you don't understand or you can't relate to. So I was like, bro, I want to talk about this shit because I can relate to everything he was saying. So let's banter. Before I really get into it, I really want to talk about the beginning of the video where he talked about, his life and growing up. And I think that's a lot of the part where people talked about the trauma that he went through, and that it's so sad that he went through all this trauma. And it's like, you know what? Yes, it's sad, but it really does. It's really important to the whole entire video to me. It really is. And I can relate to that to some degree. I didn't have thug-ass parents and things like that. I didn't have, all that, but I had gang member families and all this stuff. But that's irrelevant to what I'm trying to say, is that I could understand the trauma, because he had a mom who caught him. He talked about this. His mom caught him in a dress and some heels of hers, and she got rid of all her feminine shit because she felt like, I'm not gonna raise no soft ass boys. I'm not gonna raise no soft ass boys. I'm raising sons. I'm raising men. I need to have men. And I have an experience like that, where there was a time where I was at a Toys R Us back in the day in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? And my dad took me to the store to get a toy, to buy some toys or whatever, and my cousins were along with us too. And I remember it clear as day. I was like 6 years old, and I went down the pink aisle. The pink aisle, right? Where all the girl shit is at, right? And so I went down there because I saw a toy that I liked, and I was like playing around with it. And my dad frantically gathered my ass up. Gathered my ass up and said, we don't do that. We don't do that. We don't go down the girls aisle. Anytime you see the pink aisle, you avoid it. That's for girls. Oh, this is the girls section. We need to go to the boys section. I mean, granted, I definitely wanted a Ninja Turtle, but you know, I also saw this Barbie doll that looked fun because it was kind of had like an action figure feature to it where you could press something and the arm go up and shit. Like, you know, I wasn't thinking about it being a feminine toy. I was thinking about it being a toy that had like some action motion to it that, you know, I was obsessed with. So didn't think about it being a girl toy at all at that age, because I knew what I liked. You know what I'm saying? I knew like we all got that favorite toy that we liked, right? Like we all, like for me, I used to love wrestlers that had the action figure, you know, type of shit. Like I think everyone wanted a toy that did something like that, moved on its own, or did something. We didn't have to do it for them. You could press that button and their arm move up or shoot something. Like those type of toys was something that was fun. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I knew what type of toys I liked, but I didn't think about it being a girl thing. But my dad saw it as girl versus boy, you know, and yeah, he wasn't for it. He did not like it. And I was a young kid at the time, but I remember it like clear as day when it happened. We go through so many traumatic fucking things as men. We really fucking do. And I think a lot of the times that shit goes unnoticed. Like, that's why I try to tell my straight friends, like, I've probably been through some shit that you've been through too. As a man, as a young boy, you probably went through some shit that I probably went through as well. Because I think, you know, our generational trauma is a real fucking thing, y'all. It's a real fucking thing. Like, we don't really take that into consideration of how real generational trauma is, because it really is, and how our parents and our family members pass that shit down onto us. It's crazy. But yeah, that was one thing that I really thought about. And then like when he kind of got into the DL thing, like, you know, him having sex with men, you know, how the first time he had sex with a man was, you know, it was no penetration. I went through the same exact shit for a really long time. When I was dating, you know, this football college player back in the day, you know, we were dating. We did a lot of shit together. He sucked my dick. I sucked his dick. And I used to even have a hard time with sucking dick. We'll get into that in a second. But yeah, I used to suck his dick. He used to suck my dick, and he would eat my ass, and eat my ass, and I would eat his, and you know, stuff like that. Like, but we didn't do any type of penetration. We just didn't think about it. Like, no fingers, no toys, nothing. Just, we would eat ass. Like, I knew how to clean out because, you know, Google was a thing. And in my day and age, Google was a thing. So I kind of knew how to dish it and clean it out, you know, to make sure it was edible. Because, one, I'm not eating no dirty ass. I ain't eating no dirty ass now. But anyways. No bad groceries over here. No bad. I don't eat old groceries, baby. I don't eat moldy groceries, baby. Anyways. So yeah, like, just going through that experience, I had someone for a long time who I was doing things with, and we would just hang out. We were like friends. I would go work out with him. We would kick it. I would go to like little day parties. I would go to parties with him and shit. And he would give me like, he would buy tickets for, you know, Blazer games and shit. And he would buy me shoes. I would buy him shit. Like, that was like my boyfriend, but on the DL. And we would hang out and kiss and make out. Like, there's like one time we went to a movie theater by ourselves so we could sit right next to each other. And like, you know, he would play with my dick or I would play with his, and we would make out during certain scenes. And that was my only way of having public affection with him, was when like no one was around. You know, we would have to sneak that shit all the time, and I hated it. I hated it a lot. Like, so I can relate to that part of when he was talking about that. That shit is so toxic, but it's real. It's fucking real, and it's something that actually does happen to a lot of gay men who, you know, struggle with the whole ideal of being masculine and being gay. Because what I really want to say is this: there's a struggle with a lot of gay men who are masculine, that we probably have to deal with this whole ideal of, if you are gay, you are labeled as being soft. If you are gay, you are labeled as being feminine. And this is where representation comes about. That's really important. It's like when you don't see yourself, when you don't see a lot of yourself in the gay community, like, and you think the gay community is full of drag queens and trans people and all this stuff that is very soft and glittery, right? And you can't relate to it, you do kind of become jaded. You do kind of become an asshole. And granted, there's nothing wrong with feminine folks or flamboyant people, because when he described the whole, like, you know, levels of the ladybug and the beetle is, you know, more masculine. Like, when you think about beetles, I think of like a fucking masculine bug of the fucking insect family. Like, I've never seen a pretty beetle. I've never seen a pretty beetle. I think of masculine and rugged. Like, I'm sorry. So when he said that shit, it made sense. There's nothing wrong with being a ladybug either. If you're a ladybug, you're a ladybug. There's nothing wrong with that. But there is levels. I don't always think that, like, I'm not always the most masculine person there is. I use my hands. I be switching sometimes, and I be, you know, I kind of get like a little queenie when I get comfortable and shit. Like, I've came to terms with that. You know, as old age goes on, you do kind of come to terms with certain things. And so that was something that I came to terms with. It's like, you know, I can get outside of myself when I want to, especially around my gay friends who are ladybugs. I can get a little queenie. I can get a little sassy, even though I fucking hate that word, bro. But a lot of people still see me as like butch and masculine. And so, you know, I also get that from a lot of people. Like, I'm always a top. I'm always a top. Yes, I'm top dominant, but like, for a man who I find to be attractive, like masculine, when I find a man who is masculine, like, it's not a cosplay, you know, it's not something that he just putting on. It's real like masculinity. And I'm not talking about toxic masculinity, like hit me upside my head or some shit. But like, it's just, you can tell who got it and who really not about it. You know, it's like, you can tell a fake, like, most of us can tell when someone got a real diamond in and when they got a Cuban gazon. I don't even know how to pronounce that word, but you know what the fuck I'm saying, right? Y'all gonna tear me up in the comments about not being able to fucking like, you can tell what platinum is and what sterling silver is, right? Yeah, like, yeah. There we go. That's a better analogy, because I could not pronounce that fucking word. I was fighting for my life when I was thinking about saying the word. Anyways. Fuck, they gonna chew me up in the comments, bitch. But you can tell who's really about that shit and who's not about that shit. Who really putting on the masculine, you know, who's really masculine, who's putting on the mask. You can tell. And so it's hard for me to want to bottom for somebody who's feminine. Like, I don't see myself wanting to bottom for somebody that looks like Laverne Cox or RuPaul. And there's no shade to them because they are beautiful people. But like, Laverne Cox is a woman. I'm not attracted to women. So like, you know, when feminine men come to me about like that type of stuff, I don't want to like bottom for you. I don't see myself wanting to be like, I want to experience being a bottom as often as I can, but like, I don't want to experience that with you because I don't find that attractive. So I understood where he was coming from about that, because it's hard. And so you find yourself dating these DL men and like being, and it's so crazy because he talking about dating the DL dudes. I went through that a lot with DL dudes, but they all want me to fuck them. And y'all know my policy about fucking straight men, because they still straight in my head. Straight men don't clean that booty hole. Like, booty hole glued shut with dookie. There's no way I'm sticking my dick in your butt and I know it's fucking boiling hot boo-boo in there. Like, I gotta, and I'm not willing to teach you how to clean it. Like, I had a DL dude for the longest time, married dude with a family, wanted me to fuck him all the time, just begging me. And I used to get so fucking frustrated about it, because it's like, I know your booty hole is dirty. That booty hole is dirty. I know it is. I know it is, bitch. Like, no, I'm not doing it, because you're going to paint me. You're going to paint me. And that's just really the facts. The nature of the facts is, I know for a fact you going to paint me. So, no, I'm not fucking you. Now, you want me to suck your dick? Okay, let's go. You know, you want to fuck me from time to time? Okay, cool. But even that, when I'm like wanting to fuck me, they don't want to fuck me. They want me to fuck them. And I think also it has to do with my body. You know, I'm a big burly dude with a beard, you know. So that's why they want me to fuck them. That's why they want me to fuck them. That's why a lot of the masculine, you know, married closeted guys always want the masculine dude to fuck them, is because they see that and want to be submissive. And that was a part too that I really loved when he talked about being submissive. I was like, man, that shit's so true, because if y'all know me, most of y'all know I have a daddy bear, and that's the only man I bottom for. I don't be out here bottoming for everybody. He's literally the only man I bottom for, and it's because I can submit to him. I melt into his arms when he sees me. Like, when I see him and I hang out with him, I just melt into his arms. My whole just, like, it just relaxes around him. I get, oh, it just relaxes. It's like, my booty hole be just perking for him. Like, I don't know what it is about that man, but like, I just want to give it to him. I want him to have it. Like, that's just what it is. So if I can't submit to a man, and, you know, due to the fact that he's not masculine enough, like, then, hey, it's probably just my problem too. But at the same time, what's wrong with me feeling that way? What's wrong with me saying, like, I need this to do this? And so that's where the whole entire video for me made a lot of sense. Was like, that makes fucking sense, that you cannot allow your body to do something because you don't have this, because you need this component. It is so natural to have. And I think sometimes what I saw in the comments, people like, you know, trying to chew him alive about, oh, you just internalize homophobia and blah, 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 internalize homophobia and this is that. It's like, no. When I think of femininity, I think of a woman. I really do. When I see some of the guys who talk a certain way, like my aunties and my mamas, like, I think of a woman. I do. When I think of femininity, I think of a woman. I do. And I know that femininity is not exclusively to women. Anybody can be feminine. But, like, that doesn't mean that I don't like you or I don't want to be your friend. I just don't want to have sex with you because I don't find it sexually attractive. And one of the things I won't do, and I try not to do, is ever, like, be on some, like, oh, nah, I don't fuck with you because you're feminine. You know, I just like, oh, I'm not really feeling it. It's not a match. Like, but you cool. You seem cool as fuck. Like, I love to have conversations with people of all different types. Masculine, trans, whatever. But if I don't find you attractive, I don't find you attractive. Whether that be, you know, because your genitalia doesn't match up to what I want, or, you know, you don't have the right characteristics, or you just don't have that certain look, or you don't have you don't have the type of body I go for. It's what I like. We all have our preference, but what I won't do is try to tear somebody down for you know, them looking a certain way. Like, I just try not to do that because that's hurting somebody's self-esteem. Like, I don't do that shit. But one of the things I will say too, also, that really got me was when he talked about seeing that other masculine dude, you know, in the party that day, and he talked to him, and the dude was like, "Nah, I'm good. I like soft shit. I like a soft motherfucker. I like trans women." That part right there, when I tell y'all, I used to get so fucking mad when the guy that I found attractive, or, you know, the DL dude who told me he likes feminine, you know, men, or he liked trans girls. I used to get so fucking mad and so jealous because I was like, how the fuck can you like that but not like me? Like, you don't want me? Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, you'd rather have this over me? Like, what the? And I used to get so mad and project a lot of insecurities about it because, and it did make me insecure at a point because I was like, damn, like, I gotta put on a mask and be, you know, soft now. I gotta, like, be a little more soft. I gotta be a little more femme. I gotta, like, twerk a little bit better. Like, I gotta do some shit that made this motherfucker want me because I want the dick. I don't necessarily want to marry you. I just want the dick. Like, I'm doing anything, you know, anything, by any means necessary. I want the dick, bro. That's all I want, you know. Like, low key, that's what it was for me. And then I, like, really thought about it, and I was like, damn, that's actually crazy that, like, I really did that back in the day. Like, I was really fucking immature at my younger gay years. I was really fucking immature and did not really take that into consideration of how immature I was. Thank God for growth. Thank God for growth. Like, thank God. Because I was really immature. But that was something I really loved about in that video too, where he talked about that a lot. Because preference is preference. And I get shitted on all day, every day for having, like, a preference for, like, masculine dudes, bigger guys. I like big dudes, you know, stuff like that. And I always get the, oh, you only like white men, you know, trope. I always get that shit every day, all day. Oh, you only like white men. And it's like, no. Well, I live in the Pacific Northwest, so pretty much that's all I can find that I like. I like black dudes too, but I like certain black dudes. I like certain black men. I love black men. I think black men are attractive as fuck. But I will say for a fact that I do have a certain type of black man I go for. Just like I have a certain type of white man I go for. Just like I have a certain type of Latino men that I go for. I'm either going for someone that's big, like a powerlifter type of build, or, you know, something like that, or like a little chunky but like masculine still. I'm just not really into a lot of feminine dudes. And I'm not saying every black dude I ran into was feminine. I'm not saying every white guy I ran into is feminine, or every Latino man I ran into is feminine. But I know what I like, and when I see it, I'm gonna go for it. But I'll never say, oh, white men are better than black men. Like, I don't be on that shit. Like, I don't, yeah, I'm not that one dude a couple months ago, so please don't chew me out. Don't chew me out, please. That one dude that was on Twitter a couple months ago who did all that shit about how he only like white men, and nah, that's not what this is right here. I mean, yeah, I fuck white dudes, but like, I I'm not like that dude. Like, that was a whole different, like, yeah, that was a whole different thing. It ain't got shit to do with me. And back to the oral thing. Like I was mentioning earlier about oral sex, just as much as it was for anal sex. Like, bro, when I remember I did not like sucking dick at all. Because if you think about it, especially for men, and we talk about masculinity and things like that, right? If we're talking about that, sex has always been put in a box. You know what I'm saying? It really has. Especially, I would say, a heteronormative box. And this is no diss to my straight people, but like, sex has always been like, if you're a girl, you're supposed to get a fellatio. If you're a guy, you're supposed to hump them doggy style. You're supposed to do this. As a man, you're supposed to do this, right? As a man, you don't do these things. And it's something that I notice a lot, especially with a lot of fucking like dudes in general. And I've have sat down with a whole bunch of my straight friends and have conversations about sex sometimes, and it's always like, oh, I could never suck a dick because like that's just not what men do. And it's like, nah, bro, it's what men do. Best believe. Anyways, men who like men, I guess, but I also will say the men who are curious about it, or bisexual men, right? But anyways, let me keep going. So I remember I hated sucking dick because that's not what a man does, right? And so I remember the first time I sucked a dick, and when I'm telling you I sucked a dick, my fireworks went off in my head, because I was like, bitch, why did y'all not tell me this shit was good a long time ago? Like, bitch, why? Why did you not tell me that this shit tasted this motherfucker good a long time ago? Because I would have been doing this shit. Like, it took me a long time. I should be saying it, because now I'm gonna make myself sound like a slut. But like, real shit. The same thing with fucking, getting fucked. I remember, just like how he said he had got fucked, and when he got fucked, he got up and was like, damn, I'm doing all the same things that I was doing before I got fucked. That light bulb went off in his head, that just because you got fucked doesn't mean that you soft now. It just means you like taking dick in the ass, bro. And dick is good, especially when it comes from somebody that you like and someone who you can submit to, someone who you can give it to. And that whole conversation about submissiveness is a good thing, because it really is a real thing. Like, it makes sex so much better. Because when you're not in your mind of like, oh, I'm just giving my ass to somebody because I'm trying to get my rocks off, or I got that itch, it don't feel good. It does not feel good. Because I've been in a situation where like I was in heat, bitch, and I wanted to get fucked by this dude who used to eat my ass. He used to eat my ass all the time. And one day he randomly asked me, like, can I fuck you? And I was like, okay, you on prep, I'm on prep. You did just eat my ass for about 45 minutes. I'll let you stick. I'll let you, And so I let him, and it just was not fun. Like, I did not like it. Like, the whole entire time. And I tell you, I was in heat. I wanted to get fucked. But I love getting my ass ate. It's an outer body experience, bitch. Anyways, I love that shit, bro. But yeah, like, I let him stick it in, and I just did not like it. I did not like it. He was masculine, but not like, he didn't give me the butch vibes, like the real like daddy. It was just like, you got a good mouth, you can eat some ass, you can suck some dick, you got some good ass to fuck, but like, it just did not feel right. He didn't have the right rhythm or cadence. Like, he didn't know like to like, don't rush this motherfucker in my hole, because my hole is not gaping and open like that. You know that. You done sat there and ate it for a long ass time. You done stuck and I don't like fingers on my ass either. So like, you done sat there and ate it for a long time, put your tongue all in it, and it's tight. And you trying to rush in here? Okay. So of course my hole shut down, because it was not wanting it. It got in there, but it didn't stay in for too long, because I just couldn't take it. I didn't like it. I didn't like the way it felt. Even with lube, it just did not feel good. It didn't feel organic. It didn't feel like my hole was rejecting it. So I understand what it feels like to like, wanting to being that masculine bottom and wanting to submit to somebody who deserves that. Like, my daddy bear, when I'm with him, my hole just opens up. It'd be like, where you at? There you go. Like, where peanut butter jelly? Like, my hole just opens up for him. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's something about him as a man, and the masculinity that he held, that makes me want to give it to him. And also, the attractiveness doesn't hurt, because he's a very attractive man. At least I find him attractive. So there's that too. I really just really enjoyed this video. I think this video was really good. I think a lot of people need to watch it. I think you guys need to just watch it and dissect it. Not necessarily dissect it, but like ingest it and like listen and don't judge. Like allow this man to, you know, express himself and really look at it from a different angle, because I think this is a perspective that needs to be put out there a lot, because I think a lot of men struggle with this. And you know, since you called me cousin, Trip, I'm gonna call you cousin. You know, cousin, I want you to come on my podcast so we can talk about this, please. I would love to have you on my podcast and we can talk about this, because it's a really good conversation. But I have to say that, you know, from the beginning of the show or the video, I do see where the trauma is. I do see how some of your trauma from your, you know, past life has a strong hold on you. And I do hope that one day that stronghold is kind of released, you know, releasing itself, so you can be able to, you know, find that thing that you desire. I'm just hoping that for you. I really think you're a cool dude. I watched a few of your videos after I watched that one, and I really do think that you have so much to talk about. And I just want to say thank you for this conversation that you had on your YouTube channel. That shit was really dope. And I hope that, you know, you just have a prosperous life, man, because that conversation was needed. And I wish everybody watch it and just, you know, this is a good conversation starter about being a bottom in the community without being fit. And I love these conversations about feminine and masculinity. I feel like we don't have them enough. And I think we need to have those conversations so much more, because I think a lot of masculine men, we don't have the representation. Sorry, masculine men are always looked at as, in whatever spectrum of masculine you're on, because I know some of the girls is gonna watch this video and roll their eyes and be like, "That nigga not masculine. Look how he moving his hands." I already know. I already know how some of y'all. I know how some of y'all gonna be, but like, I think we don't have a lot of representation because we're always looked at as often as being boring or, you know, trauma based or this is that. But like, it's still a part of the community that I feel like sometimes is untouched, and conversations are not had for that. Because I also know that feminine people struggle with things too. Trans people struggle with things too, with dating men. You know, feminine dudes, you know, always feel like they gotta hide themselves when they go into a barbershop or something. And I know it. I understand it. So I just wish that we could have conversations and like have empathy for each other. So this is a good conversation. But you guys, go ahead and make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Please hit the thumbs up, because when you do that, it gets this video out in the algorithm. I will be dropping a video this Thursday, so please be on the lookout for that. And I'll see y'all when y'all see y'all. I gotta go home and meal prep and get ready for work in the morning. So I'll see y'all when y'all see y'all. Peace.